All right. Welcome back, chat. How are we doing today? Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody? And good morning to you, Echoes. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. Just trying to get all this streaming thing going. We had a little hiccups there during intermission, but we're good. Everything seems to be going all right. I think audio is okay. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear Echoes?
Hello. Hello. Testing.
All right. Looks good. I see the audio bar is moving. We had some adjustments to stuff when it got unplugged, and then we plugged it back in and things got rearranged, but we're good. We're good. Yo, Chef, thank you for the applause, my man. Good to see you here. So let's give everybody, including yourself, a round of applause. Yep, I can hear, boss. Awesome, man. Thank you. But yeah, welcome in. I know you mentioned prior that Sundays, getting up this early on a Sunday is troublesome. So I'm sure others thank you guys for getting up this early and not being at church, I suppose. But yeah.
Yeah, mornings in general, not my cup of tea, man.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm a more of a night person, and I try to get sleepy at night, but it just doesn't work. My brain just keeps going, and then I start to zoom in on one particular thing, and then next thing you know, it's like 3 a.m. and I'm like, "What the hell am I doing? Still awake?" But yeah, it's struggling. So
Yeah, no, I get it.
Chef Blue, oh my goodness. But yeah, so give us a little rundown of yourself. Who are you? Just in a nutshell.
EchosZodiac online, or everybody just calls me Echo. I'm a high school teacher. I own horses. I own dogs. I'm also an artist. I game a lot, but I have pretty severe ADHD, so I don't have like a typical game that I play. I'd probably say I play League more than anything, but really it's kind of just whatever I feel like at the moment. Whichever hyperfixation I'm on at the moment. I like tattoos. Have lots of those. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I see that. I noticed that. Two things I noticed: the tattoos, but also, because you were like, oh, I'm a school teacher when I found out and then I was like, oh, she's got tons of tattoos. And then I also noticed League. For some reason, I was like, you just didn't come off as a League player. Most of the League players that I know are like super nerds, and they're friends of mine. So, shout out to all the friends who play League.
I mean, I'm a physics teacher. I'm a total nerd, man.
Yeah, physics, nice. I guess.
I mean, look at my tattoos, for example. They're Pokemon, Sailor Venus, and Eeyore.
It don't get any more nerd than that, I suppose, right?
Pretty much. I teach physics and I like anime. I mean, I'm down with the nerdy stuff. But yeah, League. I'm probably less angry. No.
Yeah, League's tough. Like, I've played games like Dota. I mean, Dota's kind of like League. Yeah, I think the closest type of game of that I played was StarCraft, really. StarCraft was kind of my real-time strategy game. But besides that, I haven't really dived in the League. I'm surprised not, but it's a tough game. Like, the competitiveness on that game is really tough.
Yeah, the level of toxicity on some people is insane, but you get to a point you just laugh at it. I don't take it seriously. To me, it's just a video game. I have fun with it, but people really like to get mad. Usually it's the person who's doing the worst, but I feel like that's every game. The person who's the angriest is probably the person doing the most harm to the team.
Oh, for sure. Everybody wants to pass the buck on to the next person. Oh, Joker Mom. League is League of Legends. It's like a real-time strategy type game where you have I guess you would say a base, right? Like there's a base of operations for each player.
Yeah, it's kind of like capture the flag. Like you want to destroy their base. But, on the way there's little tower things that defend it. And then there's different objectives that buff your whole team, stuff like that. So.
Yeah, it's definitely a team-oriented game.
There's a lot going into it, and there's so many characters in it now that that's probably the hardest part if you're trying to learn League, is I think there's almost 160 characters that all do different things now, so it's a lot.
Yeah, no, I've seen that. I think there was another game similar to that was Blizzard's Heroes of the Storm, which I don't even know if it's still even a game anymore. But that game, it was pretty much League, same bases, but it was all like Blizzard characters. So it was like Diablo and this character and that character from all the franchise. They kind of tried to do that, but I don't think it worked out too well for them. But they had not many characters, so the learning curve I think was a little less. But I remember when League probably only had maybe 30 or 50 characters. As it can continue to grow, they just added tons and tons more. So yeah, it's very interesting to watch and watch people play that, because it's
been around for, I don't know, 13 years now. I've only been playing it for like I think 3, maybe 4. So. Yeah, but I mean, when it first started out, I think it started with like 12. And then after a few years, it had like 50, and now it's up to almost 200. So, and they just keep adding more and more. So it's a lot if you're trying to get into it.
Yeah, I feel like just like a lot of those games, you have to like pick a top 3 and then kind of like really get good with them, right? And maybe watch guides, because I think gameplay is different, right? Like the method. I've noticed a lot of games are like that, where I'll like certain classes or characters, but I'm just not good at that character class, like the rhythm of the class. So then I have to find one that I'm more comfortable with.
Yeah, you've got 5 different positions and then a bunch of like different types of champions that you can play in that position. So I mean, if you really like mid lane, for example, you've got some options to try to figure out a character that you like for that lane. A lot of people do tend to fixate on like 1 or 2 champs. I get bored with that, so my champion pool's a little bit bigger, but I do have a main that I mostly play when I play ranked. But a lot of time I don't play a lot of ranked. I usually mostly play with my friends because it's more fun that way.
Oh yeah, just some casual. Yeah, rank gets sweaty, and then people, you miss one thing or you mess up on something and not push or pull back when you need to, and then they start to just like the whole game comes down to just that one moment, and then it becomes a bitch fest. But yeah, I see here we've got your page in front of us here. You've got an Etsy shop, which I actually checked out the other day. You have some cool little stickers there.
Yeah. Behind me.
I know, that's cool. Do you do your artwork
chain
on like a tablet, or how do you do your artwork?
I use a Wacom or Wacom, however you say that, drawing tablet that I connect to my computer, and then I use Photoshop.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I was a photo major, so Photoshop tools are the most comfortable for me. So.
Oh, that's awesome. I actually, my oldest daughter, she's 18, or she's 18 now, and she has a Wacom, or I think I originally got her a Wacom. I think she has like a, what is it called now? Picasso tab or something like that. Picasso tab, and she does stuff very similar. She does a lot of anime artwork, and she did stickers for a while. I think that stuff's cool, to have and express yourself and occupy your time with. I'm just getting into like Canva and different graphics design, but I've been doing a lot of clip editing lately, and that's really fun.
I'm lazy. I do most of my clip editing on my phone. I have all the like Adobe software that I could do whatever I wanted, but nope. I'm like, I'm laying in bed. It's 4 a.m. I can't sleep. Let's get the phone out and edit it that way.
Oh yeah. Man. Yeah, no. Welcome in, Trash Panda. I see you stopping in. It said, sorry you're late. Had to beautify myself and wash the red dye out of my mohawk. Yes, let's go. And the rest of you amazing hooligans, let's go. But yeah, no, it says here we've got you just decided to stream a bit for fun. If you like the variety and sarcasm, I'm your girl. My name comes from the names of 2 of my horses combined, Echo and Zodiac. All my emotes were made by me, with the exception of the running Sundowwoodo.
Oh, come on.
See,
this guy here, I'll put it in chat. That guy.
Oh, it's like, is that like it's like a tree?
Yeah, he's
A
actually a rock
shrub?
type, but he's a tree. Yeah. It's one
Oh,
of my
okay.
favorite Pokemon just because it's kind of derpy.
It looks kind of derpy. It looks like it's running away from something.
It is. It's a little derpy. I got one where he's dancing too. You gotta have fun with it.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah, that's like the digital version, the little pixel art kind of.
Hmm.
Yeah, I like it. I like that one. Yeah, see, I
That was
wish I
the one
was
I
more
had.
into Pokemon. I know there's a lot of friends and a lot of people who stop into the stream who love and adore Pokemon. When Pokemon was out, I was playing like Magic the Gathering, which is more fantasy. I know those are
Oh
cool
my god,
tattoos.
I have two Magic the Gathering decks, and I mostly know how to pilot. I for sure know how to pilot one of them. I kind of know how to pilot the other, and I have no idea what anybody else at the table is doing.
Nice.
But see, told you, nerd. I play Magic the Gathering.
That is pretty nerdy. You got to be pretty nerdy to play that. And I agree because like most people, yeah, they don't even know what the game is. And then when they start to
Hmm.
play, I played for many years since I was probably 13, 14, but I haven't, I stopped playing for years and then got back into it. And then I've kind of stopped again, but I do have a couple decks and a small little collection, but not much. But it's fun. I like it. I like anything that brings people together. That's the huge part is getting people around the table, playing a game. I try to get into board games. I know a lot of friends play board games. I just can't do it. Especially games that I don't get the how to play it. They're like, oh, this token does
Hmm.
this and this, and I'm like, bro, I'm already lost. Like, I'll watch you
Like,
guys play.
if I have to take notes, too much.
Yeah, exactly. So we got your TikTok here, which is funny because I was in your stream and I was like, why is she talking to people who are not here? And then I was like, oh, she's got to be live on some other platform. And then I decided to go search it. I was like, which platform is she on? And then I was like, oh, TikTok. Here we go. Follow. And then came in. It was just funny. It was hilarious. I couldn't believe it.
I usually put it in the title, but I was a little sick that day, and it just totally just flew out of my. I didn't even think about it, and yeah, I just forgot. Am I in the outhouse? No, I'm not in the outhouse. This is what I call my wall of shame. I hide the fact that I haven't vacuumed with it. Okay, don't judge me. But in reality, yeah, it's just advertising the stickers that I've made. Yeah, see, yeah, has nothing to do with the fact that I haven't vacuumed my office in like a month and I have corgis.
Oh, yeah, Blake. She mentioned her name comes from the combination of both of her horses. So she has two horses, one, or maybe you have multiple horses, but two, you have four horses. Did you get out there and feed them this morning before the show or?
I feed in the evening, so they're at a barn.
Oh,
Well, I have a little pony that's at my house, but the three like full horses are at a stable, and so I only feed in the evenings. The owner feeds in the morning, but Echo and Zodiac are mother and son. So that's why
oh,
it's
okay.
Echo Zodiac. It's possessive. It's not that I don't know how to spell the plural of Echo. Oh.
Yo, welcome in, Frankie. Appreciate you being here. Snap shout outs are back. Yeah, the walk-ons are back. I forgot to turn them off for the show. We usually turn them off, and that's the problem is when I turn off the walk-ons, I forget to turn them back on when we're doing Fortnite. But we have walk-ons that play when our mods and some of our staff comes in. But yo, man, I appreciate you being here, Frankie. You like the Mew sticker? Yeah, she's got some Pokemon tattoos and as
I drew
well.
this.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I wish I could draw. My dad could draw. My daughter can draw. I think it skipped a generation. I could draw when I was younger, but once I stopped, now it looks like I was, when I draw again, it looks like I'm like five. So I try not to
That's how it
embarrass
is
myself.
if I try to draw a car.
Yeah, I'm the
I've drawn
same
like
way.
super hyper realistic, like dinosaurs and all this stuff. But if I try to draw a car, it looks like an 8-year-old drew it. It's real bad. Real bad. I cannot draw vehicles. I don't know why. Just nope. Or it looks like a hat with wheels. So I just don't draw cars. I refuse.
A hat with wheels. I would love to see a car that had wheels that was a hat. That would be pretty cool. Yo, lady next, welcome in. Welcome in. Appreciate you showing up. We got EchosZodiac here. If you guys haven't got a chance, you're definitely missing out. Wonderful personality, wonderful streamer. Let's give another shout out here and applause for Echoes. There we go. Give EchosZodiac. All right.
Clown car. Hey, a clown car might actually be a good example of my drawing because it's supposed to look funny. Then I can lie and say it was on purpose and not that I can't draw cars to save my life.
So tell us, what got you into streaming? How did you get into streaming?
Well, mostly it was, so I have some friends that don't necessarily like game, but they like to hang out while we game. And I also like to talk to myself when I'm gaming. So part of it was to have my friends like feel more involved. And part of it was so that I look a little less insane when I'm talking to myself while playing video games. Because then it's like, oh yeah, I'm talking to chat or I'm talking to the stream, not to myself in a quiet, empty room all alone.
Yeah. No, I think I've heard that, people want to kind of reach out and talk and not feel awkward when they're just talking to themselves or they're narrating. So I think that's a great way to kind of get into it and to, just want to game with friends and have an outlook for them to communicate outside of the game. So that's awesome.
And non-gaming gaming friends.
And how long have you been streaming now?
I don't know. 3 years, 4 years? I think I started about 4 years ago, but it was like real sparse and it was mostly just like whenever I wanted to hang out with my friends. I've been seriously doing it and like actively putting energy into it and stuff for probably about a year and a half. So I can't remember exactly when I started. I think it was pandemic-y time. So yeah, probably about 4 years ago is when I started. But like I said, it started as just a way to hang out with like certain friends. So I wasn't like doing it seriously or trying to like grow it or anything. I was just kind of hanging out with friends so that they could watch and stuff. But as far as seriously doing it, probably about a year and a half or 2 years, maybe.
Awesome. No, I think that's great. I know a lot of people who stream sporadically, like they'll stream for a month or two and then they'll take 6 months off and then they'll hop back on and stream a little bit here and there. But to put some energy in it now, you said for about a year and a half. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah, welcome in.
Real seriously, probably about 6 or 7 months is when I've actually been trying to grow it and stuff and not just kind of going with the flow type thing.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And have you been enjoying like putting the extra energy or effort into trying to grow the content or the brand or?
Yeah, right now I've been going through a lot in my like personal life, so it's kind of a good motivator to get ready and not just lie around the house and wallow in my own misery type of thing. So it's been a real good outlet and motivator to get stuff done when I'm really just not feeling like it. So it's just a good way to get me past, my depression wasting away in my bed and forcing me to, get up, do my makeup, brush my hair out and, interact with people and do stuff. So it's been helping me therapeutically a lot lately.
No, I'm glad you mentioned that, honestly, because I think this has been a huge form of therapeuticness for myself and a lot of streamers that I talk to a lot, like ones that have been on the show, ones that haven't even been on the show, ones that I just stop in and kind of casually watch when I can. It provides them with a purpose, really, to continue on living their life. When, like you said, you could just kind of soak away in your misery and lay in bed all day. And that's not good for nobody, right? That's not good for your loved ones who surround themselves with you, even if you don't come in contact with them often. It's not good for you mentally. Life goes on, right? And this is a way of kind of outsourcing our energy into something positive, because I feel our streams are our comfort place. We control the content, we control the direction of the stream, and we have our outlet, right? We have our personality, and we are able to show ourselves out how we want to be. So I hope nothing but positive for you, and hopefully nothing but the best of growth. And I appreciate you taking your time on coming on the show today. I think that takes very big initiative and big leaps from individuals. I tell them that all the time when they come on, that if you're wanting to grow as a content creator, you have to take all means necessary to get your content out there. And coming on a show, even if it's low viewership at the moment here, or even if we had tons of viewers, it would be a great opportunity to not miss out on. I've been on maybe 5 shows on other people's streams who do similar things, either a talk show or a multicast with bunches of guests, or anything, so any opportunity that rises, I'm on it, even if it's a collaboration with like a small indie game. I think that's great.
I love collab streams with other streamers. That's one of my favorite things, because you just get to hang out and vibe. Collabs are so fun.
Exactly. And you get to like, it's always a learning experience. It's strange how you will learn in the most awkward, weirdest moments that you would never imagine, seeing a method at which someone does something, or how they communicate with their chat, or what tools they use in their streams. I'm always learning and always trying to implement what I'm learning from others, but making it unique and genuine to myself, not copy pasting someone's idea. I try to switch it up. But yeah, we got a question from Trash Panda. What do you do for a job IRL? I guess he just joining us. So
I am a high school teacher. I actually got laid off on Monday, so now I'm a nothing. But for the past 9 years, I've been a high school science, predominantly physics teacher, and a little bit of special education. So, but right now, I'm existing.
No, and honestly, that I feel, I'd like to touch base on that. Our worth as individuals and human beings aren't measured by our job title. I think that's something that a lot of people need to hear, because I know there's a lot of people who are very high up in society for their position of power, right? Or their job role. And they think, oh, I'm this person, this is my job role. And that's their whole level in life of existence is, I have a background in this, I have this degree in this. That does nothing. That's just a portion of who you are as a human being. You can still be a miserable person and have high scholars and all these degrees. So I think just existing, in my opinion, is better than sometimes, the highest levels that you can get. And I think, everything's meant to be. So you're just hitting this moment in life that allows you to re-examine the worth of your surroundings and what really holds value to you. And I think whatever direction you go from here will be happiness for you. So just stay focused on that, and kind of look at your surroundings and see where you want to go and what you'd like to do. And if it's still in the teaching, if that's something you have high passion for, I have most respect for teachers. I think they're underpaid. And I can't deal with a bunch of kids bullshit, let alone my own kids. So anybody who can keep up with that and is great. We have a school teacher that we collaborate with on Thursdays. She's probably either junior high or elementary school teacher in South Africa, and she does esports as well for her students. So we do some Fortnite scrimmages and stuff on Thursdays to let them prepare for their tournaments and stuff like that, which is great. I have nothing but most respect for teachers.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a super toxic work environment and all this stuff. So honestly, it's like, does it suck? And am I financially screwed right now? Kind of, but at the same time, emotionally, I'm in a better spot. Just like, I started streaming real frequently and real hard a few months ago because I had gotten out of an abusive, toxic relationship, which again really screwed me financially, but like emotionally, I'm in a better spot. Like I'm obviously stressed about money, like no one could ever believe. But to also get those two, high stress, high, toxicity things out of my life is emotionally very nice. And I know the money thing, I'll get it figured out. I've got interviews and stuff lined up and all that stuff. So that'll work itself out. But at least those, super toxic, awful things are gone. So I know once I get the financial stress underway, I'm going to be so much happier. So in the long run, it'll be worth it. It just, sucks in the short term.
No, 100%. Yeah. And that's good that you have that outlook towards the future and you know that things will eventually bounce back and get better. I think some people, they just are like, this is terrible, and they live in the moment. And they think there's no way out of the rut, or nothing's going to come good. And maybe it doesn't come good right away. Maybe this, not necessarily your situation, but others, it may prolong for months, or, and they may not see a into it. But it's there, it's all about perception. That's one thing I've learned is I've had some terrible moments happen in my life, and I thought I would never make it out of it. And here we are, and I think just knowing that you will make it out of it is a big indicator and a big push towards a brighter tomorrow.
Yeah, it's definitely a hurdle and not a dead end. So,
oh, for sure. So for ones who weren't here earlier, where are you from? What part of the country, the world?
I live in Texas right now, so I had to live up to the stereotype and get horses. That's why I have them. We moved to Texas when I was 8, and I was like, you know what? I need to be that stereotype. I'm gonna get me some horses.
So do you ride them? Do you do like barrel racing, or do they use them for show?
I do ride them. One of them's not broke yet. I haven't competed in a number of years. My main horse that I used to do everything on, he passed away a few years ago, but I used to barrel race, pole bending, show jumping, 3-day eventing, all sorts of different things. Like I did everything a while back. But for now, I mostly, when I ride, it's just for casual. I also train horses. So, I do need to break the one horse, which is Zodiac, the second part of my name. But he had some feet things that we had to get figured out first. So probably this summer, or maybe sooner, since, I don't have to worry about work right now. I need to get to work on saddling and breaking him.
No, I think that would be, you mentioned, a great opportunity, redirect that positive energy. And I think with animals, it's a great way to reminisce and get that spiritual bond and keep your mind distracted off of other things, right? That's why I like streaming, because again, if work, there was a time where my work was going slow. I was only getting scheduled a day or two a week, and I'm like, how the fuck am I going to live off of a day or two a week at work? And during that downtime, I just redirected the energy towards streaming, getting more guests on the show, refining the content, and then work picked back up, and then now I'm working every fucking day. So it's like, you got to take those opportunities when you got that downtime to redirect it somewhere else where that needs attention. And I think with animals is a great way, because we love some animals here.
Yeah, and that's why I've been working harder at my stream, trying to stream more often. This week I got kind of thrown off a little bit because, first off, very stressful, terrible week, because I literally got laid off Monday morning, and then Monday afternoon I had to take my mom to the hospital, and she's fine. She went home that night. It was just very severe bronchitis, so she's got medicine and stuff. But I was like, can this week go any worse? And then I was like, okay, well, I'm super stressed out. This week's been hell. I'm just going to stream every day. And then I got sick.
I know you were telling you, I was so like, oh my God, I was like, I hope she still has the energy and the effort towards Sunday. Because Dude. You mentioned, getting laid off, and then thought your mom was having a heart attack. And then next thing you know, you're sick, and you were sick on the same day that I was sick. I was sick on Wednesday. And I'm like, holy crap, everybody's getting sick. And it all happened within like a 2-day period.
Yeah. So last night I work at the barn every night to like help pay my board. And ended up falling asleep. I went to go take a nap. And I'm like, okay, well, I think it was like 2 or 3. And I was like, well, I don't have to get up and go to the barn until like 5, so I can take a short nap. I apparently slept through all of my alarms and woke up at like 11 o'clock or midnight. And the barn owner, I call her my barn mom because she's like my second mother. And I adore her. Judy is the best. And I wake up to all these, she thought I was dead. She was like, oh God, I thought something happened. It's not like you to just go radio silent, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Judy, I passed out. I was like, I woke up super confused. I thought it was 11 o'clock in the morning. I didn't realize that the entire day had already happened, which I was awake for most of the day. I was like, she's like, you know what? It's fine. You've had a hell of a week. You clearly needed to sleep. I was just worried that you were dead in a ditch somewhere. And I was like, no, I'm fine. And then she even tried to call my mom, but I don't think my mom has her number saved. So my mom didn't answer her either. And I was like, oh God, poor Judy. I was like, I'm so sorry. I just knocked out, man. I just knocked out.
Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, I think, you had all that on your shoulders and your body physically just needed a break, It's
and I have terrible insomnia. So like my normal night is maximum 2 to 4 hours. And that's like with waking up and stuff. I sleep terribly. And like last week with all the stress, I went 3 or 4 days without sleeping at all. So, if I'm going to crash for a few hours, it was a terribly inconvenient time and I felt terrible for stressing Judy out, but clearly I needed it and I feel a lot better today. So that's good at least. I've always been the person because I can never sleep and people are like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I want to go to bed and blah, blah, blah. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, dude, if you need to sleep, go to sleep. If your body is telling you need to sleep, just sleep. I don't care. Do it. Because I lose sleep so often that I'm like, no. If you need to sleep, go to sleep, please.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. Like when you feel like you need to sleep, but you can't, I think that's.
Oh my God. And then you're just laying in bed thinking about how tired you are. That's the worst.
Yeah, you're like, your mind just won't shut off. And then, yeah, I've done that before where like my mind was going so hard I'd like close my eyes and I could just see like flashing of light or my brain's still like going and I'm like, holy shit, I've never thought I'd deal with this here. Like it's like I'm on some drug or something, but I'm not. Like
for the love of God, let me sleep. Turn off, brain. Turn off. I recently learned that people can actually like have silence in their brain. Like I always thought when people said they were meditating, they were, like full of shit and they were lying. And, because ever since I was a kid, you'd watch those videos and it's like, oh, meditate, make your brain go silent, think of nothing. And I'm like, I was convinced that nobody could actually do that. And, recently I found out people can actually have silence. And I'm like, you have silence in your head? What's that like? My brain's never shut off for a second. Oh, yeah. That must be nice.
No, I've tried to meditate and I get to like a okay point when meditating or like doing yoga and stuff, but I also can't shut the brain off. I just can't do it. It's just constant. Like they're like think of nothing. And then I think of thinking of nothing constantly for the whole time of trying to think about
then
nothing.
You focus on thinking about nothing and how that you can't think of nothing because you're thinking of nothing.
Yeah, you're like, how is this possible? How do you guys just disconnect? Like, I can't do it.
This voice turns off for you? How? Tell me. How do I shut it? Is there a button? I didn't come installed with that button.
So in the morning, like right now, are you a coffee drinker? Do you drink tea? Are you soda? Red Bull. Yeah, I think I knew the answer the other day because I brought it up. I was like, oh, Red Bull. I was like, I'm more of like a Bang or.
It's the addiction is strong. When a few years ago, my students, they always knew me as a Red Bull drinker. And one year for Halloween, I have this huge mascot costume of Pikachu. Like it's full, like the big head, like it is a full, like not a pajama, it's a mascot costume. And I wore it for Halloween one year there. And they're like, no, no, no. And they hand me my Red Bull, and I was like, what? And they're like, now we can tell that it's you. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, am I just known as the Red Bull teacher? And they're like, yeah, pretty much. You're the physics teacher that always has a Red Bull. I'm like, there could be worse things that I could be known for. So I have a picture of me teaching like AP high-level physics in a full-on like Pikachu, like fat body, like literally 3-dimensional mascot Pikachu costume, and it's great.
Have you wore it on stream before?
I don't think I have. I think I may have worn the head. So the head is huge, right? Like the head is like big, so it can be a bit cumbersome. But like, so when we went virtual for COVID at work, the first few days with my new kids, I wore a different like mask every day. So I started with the giant Pikachu head. I had a plague doctor mask. God, I can't remember the other one. I had another one, but I had 3 days of like totally different, like full on head covering. And this was my kids' like first introduction to me, was me with giant head mask of whatever sort I felt like that day on. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I've actually got a plague doctor mask myself. I love the plague doctor. I never realized that the nose, they used to stuff herbs in the nose
to not smell the decay.
Yeah, to not smell that's nuts. That's crazy.
Not smell all the dead bodies in the streets.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Very positive reason for that.
Yeah, it's pretty dark. I love it though. I love it. What can I say? I like some of the darkness sometimes, but
yeah, I mean, the more macabre side of life is interesting, if nothing else.
Yeah, exactly. I find it interesting. It's not like I want to be there smelling decay or anything, but I just think like that part of history is pretty interesting.
It's fascinating that it all happened and like that was the reason behind it. And it's like, well, that makes a lot of sense. They're trying to keep everything out of their face and eyes and stuff, but also like, because you always look at it and you're like, why does it look like a bird? Yeah. In what world does a doctor look like a bird? But it's so they could have the smelly stuff without, like shoving it up their nostrils. So yeah, it's very interesting.
And it was like their first way of protecting, it's like we wear masks now that just cover the nose but like you were saying, the eyes and stuff, like that. Any contact into the eye membrane, it goes right into you. And so I think just knowledge in that sense. And to think that, I don't like to get all dive into the COVID, but, people did, people wearing masks or these full face container type things. I mean, there is some sense of correctness to that, but also like, wearing masks in cars with nobody else around but your own germs is a little dumb too. I still can't believe that. That's the only thing I'll talk about is the mask in your car by yourself.
Like there's very like the masks do very little to prevent against stuff like that. Like it helps, but not very much.
That's what they say. It's more about like if you're coughing.
Especially if you're by yourself, it ain't helping you from anything. What do you protect? You're just breathing in your own air at that point.
Yeah, you're reducing
because you're going to be smelling your breath the whole way home.
Yeah, and it reduces you're breathing in your carbon dioxide that you exhale. So
I used to get migraines, so I actually had to get a note from my doctor to not have to wear it all day at work because I would get migraines, like really, really bad migraines from it because I just couldn't handle breathing my own air all day.
No, for sure. Yeah, no, I agree 100%. You can't. It's that we're not designed that way. We're not supposed to have our breath suspended. It's probably got to cause some lung issues too with not being able to fully exhale and inhale. But I'm glad we're over that stump, and hopefully, we never have to go back for sure. But yeah, no. So give us a rundown. You mentioned you're kind of You play League of Legends, but you're also a variety streamer because I've caught you playing a good variety of games. Do you have anything on the agenda coming up or anything that you're wanting
right
to dive
now? I think later today I'll probably do a little bit of League with some friends. But what I've been doing most recently, my recent campaign, I guess, which is why I was streaming to TikTok and Twitch at the same time because my my TikTok following loves this game. So I found this Sailor Moon Super Nintendo RPG that originally was only released in Japan, but eventually there was a fan translation. There was one in the 90s, and then again, they redid the translation in, I think, 2011, something like that. And so I downloaded an emulator, and so we've been playing that. So that's been my, like, most recent obsession. I was going to do it last night, but again, I just straight up passed out for several hours. So that didn't happen. But I'm wide awake today because I slept more last night than I think I have in a single night in probably a decade. So that'll be continuing tonight. So that's our main game right now. But also a lot of times I'll play League, or sometimes with my other friend, we've been playing Don't Starve together lately, and occasionally with her, I'll play different
horror games. The friend that
games.
keeps getting you killed and keeps doing everything opposite.
The bats?
Yeah.
The bats? The Bat Girl? Yeah, the Bat Girl. And it's every game, man. Every game, I swear. And that's what I was laughing about that one night that you're probably talking about is I play League of Legends. I don't tilt in League of Legends. The most tilty ever game. But you put me in 90% of any game with her. I have tilted in like Demonologist with this girl, and I love her to death, but oh my God, can she tilt me in a game? I swear it is her goal in life to make me go crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and I think she's working against you.
She opened a sinkhole right by our base, and therefore we have a bat infestation every night.
Yeah, I like that game. That might be a game that I might pick up in the future. I've seen others play it in the past. I know it's been out for a couple years. Because I had the Don't Starve.
Oh man, it came out a long time ago because I think I was in high school or right after high school when that came out. So I think it was sometime around 2010.
Wow, it's been that long already. Holy crap.
Maybe 2011. I don't know, but it's been out for a hot minute.
Yeah, because I remember there was the Don't Starve. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Don't Starve together. Let me. I'm gonna Google this because it's gonna drive me nuts. Oh, never mind. It wasn't. Wait. No, that was when it left early release. When was it in early release? 2014. Okay, that's not as bad as I thought. That is a little bit after high school, but not too bad.
But yeah, it's still 10 years though. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was 10 years ago, which someone earlier said I was too young to be a teacher, and I just laughed because I am not as young as I look. I promise you that. Let's put it this way. Had that Sailor Moon game in 1995 released in America and not just Japan, I would have played it. In 1995. I am not as young as I look.
Yeah, I like the Sailor Moon game. That's why I was asking when I was watching you play it. I was like, oh, what is this game? I was like, I swear, like, I've never seen this. And like you said, it was released in Japan and not in the States.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, and I was like, because that's what I thought, because I randomly Googled. I was like, okay, I know there was a fighting game. And I'm like, I wonder if there's because I was desperately trying to find a new game because nothing sounded fun, and I just wanted a new game. I wanted some form of like adventure. I kept saying, everybody would be like, well, what do you want? I'm like, I want adventure, and they're like, that doesn't help. And I'm like, oh, I realize that doesn't help, but that's all I can think of as to what I want. And so I randomly was like, I wonder if there's a Sailor Moon RPG, and I was just assuming there would be like some fan-made one, whatever. Turns out there was an actual one that I had never heard of, and the reason I had never heard of, it was only released in Japan, and I don't speak Japanese, nor did I live in Japan in the 90s. So I found English, downloaded a thing, and I have been having an absolute blast with it because Sailor Moon was, one of my favorites. I literally have a Sailor Venus tattoo. Like, Sailor Moon is my jam, man.
Nice. Like, some Funkos. Nice. Yeah, Sailor Moon's great. I think, obviously I don't know too much about Sailor Moon, but I know that was kind of like one of the big introductions into my daughter's anime journey. She really enjoyed it. And I think we got, was it the movies or the books? It was like Sailor Moon. God, what was it? Was something else. It was like the branch off of Sailor Moon. I can't remember
Well, there's like the Sailor Moon that came out in the 90s, which is the one that I grew up with, which is the one that I love. But now there's like Sailor Moon Crystal, which is like they readapted it and redid it based closer off of the manga. But yeah, Sailor Moon, the original Dick Dub, is my favorite personally. The art's beautiful. The voice actors are fabulous. It doesn't stick to the manga quite as much as people would like, and they like to complain about it. But at the same time, it's like, whatever. And they had to censor some stuff because, you know, it was releasing in Canada and the United States in the 90s. So in order to be released as a child program, they had to change stuff. So people get all mad and all this stuff. And it's like, dude, they did what they had to do to be able to be aired as a children's show. Because let's be real, back in the 90s, you know, Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball were really what made anime come to America. Like, that's why anime in America is such a big thing now, is like those two were really like the start of everything. And it's like, in order for them to be released there back then, it wasn't, you know, they weren't aiming it at adults, because in that day and age, what adult's going to be watching a cartoon? So, you know, they had to change stuff in order for it to be allowed to be marketed as a children's show. So, you know, stuff had to get censored, stuff had to get changed, all this stuff. And some people are like real salty about that. I'm like, I think you just don't understand why they had to do it.
Yeah, I mean, they had to cater to an audience that the programming wasn't originally intended for, you know, so they had to...
and back in the day, there were certain rules and stipulations that they had to follow in order to be called a children's show. So, like, they did what they had to do, and it's like, you can say what you want and all this stuff, but, like, if it weren't for that, the whole anime culture that we have now probably wouldn't be here. Between that and, like, Dragon Ball, those were what made anime blow up in America, you know?
Yeah. And now look, there's weebs everywhere. Like,
oh yeah. Weebs are never, like, back in, you know, my day when I went to high school, most of the people who liked anime were like either secretive about it or super freaking weird. I was one of the few normal people. I say that in quotes because, you know, whatever.
As normal as we could get, yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, so I didn't hide it or anything. I didn't care. But, like it was seen as, like, almost taboo, or you're, oh, my God, you like anime. You're such a loser. And now it's like, you're super cool if you like anime. And I'm like, you're welcome, new generation of anime lovers. We did this for you. We made it acceptable. All you young people.
I know. They don't realize the struggles we had to go through. And now they have it all like, oh, they can just watch the whole series on Netflix on release, or the whole this shit. I had to wait,
or whatever.
Yeah, I had to wait a whole week each episode to watch it on Toonami.
And we had to watch it on Toonami. Yep, Toonami. And then you'd fall asleep, and then they would replay everything, and you'd wake up at 3 a.m. to the ending of Inuyasha.
Yeah. Those were the best times, though. It made you really appreciate the content, you know. I remember when Dragon Ball Z was out, and the Frieza battle. God, that took weeks, and it was like the same.
Oh my God!
On last week's episode, yeah.
On next week's episode, we're still waiting for Goku to arrive, and it's like, okay, cool. He'll get here someday, right? Goku, you coming, buddy? Hi, we're still struggling over here, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still looking.
Goku 6 episodes just to get halfway there.
Yeah, and then they're looking for the Dragon Balls.
Smack talking.
Yeah, I love it. It was great. It really was. And then I went back after that time, and then that's when I got introduced to the original content. And then that's when I realized that it was more marketed and directed towards adults, right? There's like these more sexual preferences and more like raunchy swear words, and you're like, oh, okay, like this is definitely not for kids.
Well, it's like the Sailor Moon, the original. So Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune, they're lesbians, but like it was the 90s in North America and Canada and the United States, and oh my God, not that, anything but that. So they made them cousins, and even as a kid, you're like, I read that close to my cousin. Something's. They're really weird cousins. Something's a little bit strange.
Yeah, they're from Alabama.
And then you grow up and you learn and you're like, oh, okay, that all makes sense now. They're lovers, not cousins. I get it. It clicks now. It clicks. There was always some weirdness there that I wasn't quite sure of. Oh man.
So yeah, we're big foodies here. I'm a Taurus, so this month's my birthday month. So I love some food. I done demolished an entire cheesecake in the last week and a half. What's your favorite food? If you were on death row, you had a final meal. What would be your main entree and what would be your dessert?
So my favorite food item. Everyone always laughs at this, but once I state my argument, they can never disagree with me. My favorite individual food item is a potato. Now, people will laugh and they're like, what do you mean, a potato? And I'm like, well, think about it. Is there a more versatile food? You can make booze, you can make bread. Have you ever had a potato you didn't like? And then as far as
apparently
favorite
you
meal,
haven't.
I mean, think about it. French fries, hash browns, scalloped potatoes, mashed potatoes, baked potatoes, potato bread. There are so many potatoes, man. I feel like Bubba in Forrest Gump. Shrimp. But
yeah, Sam Wisely from Lord of the Rings is what I come off. Potato.
Right? He understands me. He understands me. So yeah, base food item is a potato. But if I'm choosing like a meal, it would be a ribeye, cooked medium rare, Brussels sprouts, and either a baked potato or mashed potatoes. That would be my like death row meal. And then probably a Red Bull because it makes me just slightly happier.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be getting electrocuted with Red Bull in your veins, right? It's like you might even get an extra couple minutes. Yeah, my exec gives you wings.
Take me wings. I want to make sure I go up when I go, so if the Red Bull gives me wings, I'm already starting with an advantage.
Yeah, I feel that. That's a nice play. But no, I think you said Brussels sprouts. Those are the best. Yeah,
I love Brussels sprouts.
I do too, and a lot of people are like, ew, Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts.
To be fair, Brussels sprouts, if they're not cooked well, are disgusting.
Yeah.
But if you cook them right, they're so good. A little bit of crispiness on the outside, and then the soft on the other. I mean, if you cook them right, Brussels sprouts are goated. If you cook them wrong, Brussels sprouts suck. Sorry, my dog is.
Aww.
This is Timo.
Such a cutie. I
He's
love
such
animals.
A turd. Asparagus are good. I'm not a fan of sweet potatoes. I have a personal agenda against sweet potatoes. They are a lie. They're not actually a potato, so they're nothing but a falsehood. They're not even related to the potato.
Yeah, they're encroaching on the potato.
They're a lie. They're a yam, not a potato.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on the sweet potatoes. The one really stupid thing that I will argue with someone with is that a sweet potato is not a potato. Very passionately, too. And I had a friend that argued with me and didn't agree with me to the point where I went on the United States Botanical Society website to prove to them that it in fact was not a potato. I take this very seriously.
You're over there on Wikipedia editing and updating it. You're at the very end, not an actual potato.
P.S. Not actually a potato. Stop letting it lie to you. It just wants to ride the coattails of the almighty potato. But it is nothing more than a lie.
So do you have any other pets? You just the one dog there? Or?
I do. I actually have 4 dogs. I've got another corgi. The other corgi is 14. I have a 14-year-old Australian Shepherd and an 8-year-old Akita. So he's my youngest. He'll be 2 in September. You got dirt on your face, buddy. Oh my god. He's being obnoxious. I'm busy, sir. But this is the one that is constantly around me. Because the other ones are old. They mostly just sleep. He's the one that's always in my business and yelling at me when I'm trying to do things. or this. You're cute. You're lucky you're cute because you are obnoxious.
I know they love attention. He wants mom's attention there, and that's what they do. I'm surprised my cat's not over here yet. Meow, meow. He just wants to eat. Yeah.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
Timo. He's actually named after a League of Legends character. He's Timo.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
Which is on his bandana. No, stop biting me.
Oh.
You're such a butthead. Okay, you go down to the floor again. Oh.
I know. I almost wore my corgi socks today. We have different socks that we wear with the clown shoes every day, and I went with the rainbow ones today. But we have a corgi socks where the corgi's holding a balloon and is flying in the air. And
okay, I'm a physics teacher, right? So the whole visual spectrum. You're just playing into that. Electromagnetic spectrum. Yep. Timo is not Satan. Timo's a sweet baby. In fact, Timo, you'll say I'm gonna spam my what I call my T-mote. Ha! Take that, Ziggy. In fact, I have a Timo sticker behind me, which is what that emote is twisted off of. I drew the sticker and I took the mushroom out and put a heart. Haha! My dog is Timo. In fact, so the character in the game, he puts down these traps that are mushrooms, and if you step on them, they're poisonous and they do damage over time. And so when I was potty training him, I trained him, like, instead of saying go potty, it was drop shroomies.
Oh my god, drop shroomies.
Yep. So his command to go to the bathroom is drop shroomies. Yeah.
Well, let's hope that no one ever goes mushroom hunting with you or brings home mushrooms and you say, drop those shroomies, and the dog just shits on the floor.
Flops.
Yeah.
Fair.
It's good as a hobby. I think the category is just chatting because just chatting has a higher ratio of viewers to followers on just chatting than podcasts and talk shows. So visibility, unfortunately, through just chatting is higher than visibility through talk shows and podcasts. So we just stick and stay in podcasts.
Fair, I didn't even know that there. Oh my god, that's so cute. To be fair, I didn't even know that there was a podcast thing. Clearly, this person is a League player, and I'm gonna assume they play Ziggs.
Yeah, I think you might be onto something there. Yeah, Ziggy does play some League.
Clearly. What role you main? What's your rank? You want duo?
You want to duo? You want to throw it down? You throwing those emotes?
I don't have a duo, so I play ranked just enough to pretty much do my placements, and then I mostly just play normals with my friends because I don't have I prefer duoing because it's more fun. So, but none of my friends are high enough to duo with me anymore. So I just had to play alone when I do it, and that's not as fun, man. It's not as fun. I need a duo. I need a ranked duo. Play as everyone. I'm a support main. Typical girl support main. Mostly I just don't have an ego, so I just feed everybody else. So
I feel that.
I don't have main character syndrome. I don't care.
I feel that. I play Overwatch, or did play Overwatch, and Overwatch is like that. I played support mostly, and maybe a couple DPS if I needed to fill in a DPS slot, but I never played as main tank because I suck at main tank. And people look as the main tank as the leader, right? The caller, the person who drives the team in, and yeah, not me.
Ever since Match. Have you seen the new mastery system? It's all sorts of weird and janky, man. The most recent patch kind of messed up mastery. You can't flash your mastery 7 and be toxic anymore. What's the point of mastery if you can't use it to be toxic, man?
Yeah, if you can't flex it, right?
Yeah, if I can't go swing when I kill somebody, what is the point? What is the point? Your summoner name is I'm going to feed. Mine is Echo #salty. Okay, it's not because I'm salty, it's because my friend, the one that released the bats, she plays Valorant, I play it occasionally, and then I play League, and she'll occasionally play League with me. But she wanted to do sweet and salty, so she was sweet and I was salty, because apparently I'm the grumpier one. I have more sass, she says. And I said, well, maybe if you weren't trying to make me miserable, I'd have less sass.
That sounds about right. Bats. Yeah, no, I thought for when I first saw her, I thought she was sabotaging. I was like, she's got to be sabotaging. Can anybody be this terrible at making all things go wrong?
Oh, no, she's great at making things go wrong. She's just bad at making them go right. I swear, she says it's not on purpose, but at the same time, she laughs so hard when she triggers me. So I'm convinced that she sabotages every game we play together just to get a rise out of me. You will never convince me that it's not on purpose. No matter what she says. No matter what.
I see here we've got some clips in front of us. I kind of want to check some of these out. We've got this looks like what's the game called? Here we're
Lethal Company
and
that's it. Escape the Backrooms, I think, are those ones.
Yeah, Lethal Company I'm familiar with. I haven't seen Escape the Backrooms, but Lethal Company's been pretty avid game that I've seen a lot of streamers playing. I haven't played it yet, but it seems really pretty good.
French fries. That was a modified one where sometimes doors are mimics.
Do you think McDonald's?
That's the context of this. Is a door and a fire escape can be a mimic. That's the context you need to know from this. If you know what a mimic is, which I assume most people know what a mimic is, but
I like how Raven just looked at me.
Maybe you should take things. Is that why it was shutting? It kept opening and shutting, or was that you guys opening and shutting?
No, this isn't the edit. This one is just us fighting with doors, I think. I'm not sure, man. Most of my edited ones are on TikTok. So the one on TikTok has has one where it's my friend gets eaten by a mimic door, and it's both of our POVs because we just hear a sound and we're like, "What was that angry sound?" And then you clip to his, and he's getting eaten by a door. The Escape the Backrooms ones are with the friend that does the bats.
Raven,
that is Raven.
You know what?
The bat releaser that torments me in every game we play together.
Yeah. So nobody?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Just me and you then? The door was just us?
Yeah, the door is
so that's a horror game.
The door is inside of us, Raven. Can you feel it?
Inside your soul. Yeah,
look into your heart.
The door is in my heart. Oh, it's right here.
I have it muted, so I can't.
Oh my god, we looked into our heart and
but
we found the door.
I somewhat remember. We were trying to find the door because we got lost. It was in our hearts
all along.
Oh yeah.
Can we shut the doors?
Oh yeah, it looked pretty open. Like I could see getting lost there. There's not a whole lot.
Oh yeah, it's a game based on, liminal spaces where everything is just kind of super overly ordinary and like repetitive. So we were confused. But the look into your heart, exactly. And then sure enough, the second we looked into our hearts, we found the door. We found the door. It was with us all along.
I was watching Yi, and I looked to you, and I saw how
man.
I'm up in 7 seconds, and it's dead as you finish the word second.
I love that girl to death, but man, I have to be mentally prepared when we play games.
It was quite close to dying, but hey.
Were the autos on the way?
Oh, there's a League one. So that we were playing with my friends, and he died and wanted the Baron buff, but he told us like after we had killed it to not kill it for another 7 seconds, and I'm like, well,
you don't get a shield.
A little late there.
A little late on the notification there. It kind of died. Cliffhanger, you'll never know what happened on which one. We did find the door, and we moved to the next level. And then later on, she kept dying stupidly in this one spot and driving me insane.
Just what she took.
As it usually is with Raven.
And you're stupid for
League of Sweats. That wasn't sweaty. That was norms with friends, man. That was chill, if anything. That's the chillest League stuff in the world.
Fuck you. That's a bully.
topside river.
I'm being bullied by Cuppy.
Cuppy didn't sound like a very nice person at that moment.
Cuppy always, I always laugh when people meet Cuppy for the first time because he has just a very like.
I'm sorry.
It's a voice where everyone always thinks he's depressed. And so it's just always so funny when people come in and they're like, you could see the sweat dripping from my forehead. Man. I don't sweat in norms. Hell, half the time if I do play with Fishy, I play Yumi just so I can spam fishy, fishy, fish. But yeah, poor Cuppy, man. He's just got one of those voices that is always very depressy sounding. So every time someone's like, "Are you okay?" and we're like, "That's just how he sounds, man. Just accept it." That's just Cuppy. We love him. We did not blame his voice on him.
When he kills me, it's with pleasure.
He was emo in high school and never grew out of it.
Apologizes.
Oh my god, beat him with a stop sign.
Where'd you go?
We needed to meet quota, man.
Cam just squealed like a girl.
He is one.
It's okay, I'll leave it on you. Bye. No, wait.
He's gotta sell the stop sign. It might be enough.
Oh my
Friends got
goodness.
cut on this. The amount of times that they would like laugh while they were killing me for stuff. I'm like, wow, I guess you learn who your real friends are when you play this game.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think in that one I was killed and
welcome
sold
in.
for parts.
How's it going, One Wing? Happy Sunday to you.
Oh man. Because each body is worth I think $5 in that game.
Oh, nice.
Really worth a lot. Random trash is worth more than you are in that game.
Or maybe don't peek mid.
Yeah. They don't value the human lives.
Some Valorant here, it looks like.
Yeah? Yeah, I occasionally play. Oh, that one's
Sorry.
funny. The peak
timing
mid
of
one.
that
Oh, man.
right after maybe don't peek mid was so perfect.
That's what happens when friends just straight up don't listen to you.
Not peeking mid.
The timing was real good on that.
Uh-huh. How'd that go for you guys?
Murder for the
I
company.
love that.
Or maybe don't peek mid.
That's what Raina did.
Maybe we don't peak mid. Instantly, two of them die.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
The timing of that right after maybe don't peek mid was so perfect.
And I'm just like,
Uh-huh.
yup.
How'd that go for you guys?
Yo, welcome in, Frank Wifey and Frank. You guys are awesome. Thanks for coming in. And yes, we got the wonderful EchosZodiac today. If you guys haven't got a chance, please follow. Yo, you just why is my alerts not working? Oh my god. Why
That happened to me the other day. My audio alerts weren't happening.
Like they're working, but they're giving me the default alerts. Did they change? Do I need to update? Oh my god.
I think it's an update thing because I had the same issue the other day.
Did you just have to get a new copy?
I don't think I changed anything and it just fixed. So I have no idea. I would love to offer you words of wisdom, but it just magically fixed itself. So I don't know.
I thought it would fix too, but apparently it's not. It's been doing it since the other day, I guess. And
I know that Stream Elements or Streamlabs, one of the two, like messaged at the beginning of one of my streams the other day saying that there was like an update or something with their stuff. I didn't read it and forgot completely what it said, but I think you might need to log on and fix stuff if it doesn't fix itself.
yeah, no, I think that's what I've noticed. Like I'm logged in the Streamlabs and the layout is all different. So now it has like the dashboard. So maybe I have to, because when I test it,
re-upload them.
yeah. So that's not going to be fun. More stuff to do. Always more stuff to do.
Yeah, it's always like that, man. And then I got put in TikTok jail the other day. I had to take a week off of lives on TikTok because I was telling people about this lip stain that I love, and I made the mistake of calling it cheap crap from the country of origin where it originated, and apparently TikTok did not like that. Despite the fact that I was saying that it's amazing, even though it's only $7.
Oh yeah, you can't talk about mainland China like that on TikTok.
Yep, exactly. I was like, it's cheap Chinese crap, but it's amazing, and it was only $7, and I love it. And they're like, no lives for 7 days. And I'm like, fuck me.
You did not dare talk about China.
I know, right? You cannot insult China, man. And so I had to put my whole Sailor Moon, like, epic thing on pause because my TikTok community loves it, and we're all going crazy for it, and we're all, you know, old millennials reliving our childhoods through it. So I'm like, crap, that means I had to put it on hold. So I know, I'm terrible. So I had to put it on hold for a week. And I was really sad because I was obsessing over that game. But yeah, if you need a good lip stain, you know, there's what? I can't count. 6 of them in here. They're really good. They last all day. It's different shades of red. $7 on Amazon. It's made in China. It's cheap. Heaven forbid I say that.
It's probably got like high levels of lead.
Things about it too, man. I was saying how much I loved it.
Yeah, they don't care about the product, and they don't care about the company that sells the product. It's just about you insulted the mainland, and yeah, that was
But I didn't even. I literally said that I loved it, despite it was just cheap. I'm my bad.
It's crazy because like that's their algorithm. Like they caught
the context was positive. It was all positive context. And I'm like, I am never saying that word on a TikTok live ever again because nope.
Yeah, they target also if you talk about God. I noticed I had some videos where I was like, "Oh God," or "Oh," you know, and I just said the word God, and they like they restricted the content, and I'm like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
They really don't want religion to even be discussed or talked about on any of that platform.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's chill and all, but like maybe put that somewhere so that people know what's going to restrict their content would be fabulous.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they're listening to you.
It's over for you now. Yeah. Did you see yesterday, Frankie? I did an IRL stream with Turtle Moving Slow at the Mall of America, and as soon as I went live and I changed the category to IRL, I got like super botted. But yeah, it's crazy. I was like, Jesus.
Harder to like police that when you're walking around.
That's how they do. Yeah.
I watched that yesterday, right before I knocked out for hours. That's when I realized yesterday I hadn't been following you. I'm like, but I've watched so many streams. How have I not been following? And I think it's just because the Discord notifications, I would click in it through that and just never made the connection. And I was like, wow, I'm terrible.
Oh, that's all right.
I sneakily dropped you a follow yesterday, and now I'm ratting myself out.
Nice. Well, good. I'm glad you ratted yourself out because I didn't even recognize it. I didn't notice it.
Crap.
But,
I could have just hidden.
You could have, yeah. Man. You didn't even have to explain yourself. You could have just hidden, like you said. Do you have any biggest fears in life? Things that you're not too fond of?
Right now, I'm mostly just upset that I feel like a drain on my mother because she's helping me out financially while I'm going through crap. So I don't know if that's necessarily a fear, but it's a big way on my mind right now is because I adore my mom. You know, she raised my sister and I on her own. We had, you know, expensive hobbies. She was working overly full-time to raise 2 kids, one with horses and one in ballet. So if that tells you anything about the expense of our stuff, and, you know, has always supported me through life and whatever. So like, I feel like a burden on my mom. And so that's probably the biggest fear that I continue to do that.
Yeah. No, I can imagine. Like, but I mean, that's what family's for, you know. And I'm sure your mom feels the same. As like, you know, you've been independent. You've had your your life and your moments, and now like things aren't just going your way. You need a little bit of financial help, and what good's family who can provide it. I think the worst thing is being a parent myself is my kids going through a hardship like that and me not being able to help because I'm going paycheck to paycheck as well. So hopefully, I can't imagine getting to the point where I should be retiring and I should be sitting comfortably in life and I'm not there, right? And I think that's something that I'll have to battle with when I get older or as my kids get older. But yeah, no, I think, we do the best we can, and, your situation isn't all your fault, right? Like sometimes the cards just fall as they do and it's out of your control. And I'm just happy to hear that you have someone to fall and have a crutch on at the moment.
Oh yeah, my mom is the greatest person ever. I love my mother more than anybody in the world. Anytime there's those like hypothetical questions, if you're in a room of all the people you've ever known in your life, who do you look for first? I'm always like, my mom. I'm 34 years old and I call my mom every day. There have been times where I've thought about moving and I'm like, I don't want to live out far away from my mom and blah, 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 blah. And like, my mom is a superstar. Like she had a GED and somehow made it to be relatively high up in the different companies that she's worked for all over the years. And, it's always been a struggle financially, but she always finds a way to help us, help me right now. And, my sister has 2 kids and is going through school and stuff. So, kids are expensive, right? And, one of them is in hockey, which God knows that's not cheap. So, she always helps out with helping pay for that stuff and helping with all that, despite the fact that, financially she's not necessarily in the greatest spot. So, but she always tries to make sure that we have what we need and always tried to make sure that we had, what we wanted as well. And like anytime I've screwed up in life, she's always been there for me regardless. So my mom is awesome. I'm getting teary-eyed about my mother.
Oh, no, that's great. No, thank you for sharing that. And yes, hockey is expensive. Any sports nowadays is expensive. Like,
well, and she's always on travel teams too, so they're constantly going like all over the US.
Yeah. No, it is tough. I think that was one thing too, is like we kind of pulled out our youngest from soccer because they started traveling everywhere across the state and stuff like that. We're like, we can't keep affording gas, and we don't want you to go by yourself. And then also making exceptions, like it's just so time consuming. It ends up taking up your life, like extracurricular
unless you're
activities.
planning on like doing it for the rest of your life, it is a huge time investment and money and just everything. Granted, I was a horse kid, so I mean I get it.
Yeah,
traveled plenty, and let me tell you, horses aren't cheap.
And let's get wifey. I thank you for the sub again. I got too caught up in like it not working to give you your fortune. It says, do you want to be a power in the world? Then be yourself. So that's a good fortune there. So just be yourself. You'll be a great power in the world. I think that's a great fortune for the day. And then we've got the good old socks with the shoes. The good old Markiplier Feetsy song or Feetsy alert. I love it. And then we got the shoes here. But yeah, no, thank you for the sub again to the stream there, wifey. Hopefully we can get that fixed after stream. I actually probably need to write that down or get a reminder.
See, the funny thing is so many people are afraid of, I love clowns. So like this is totally my jam.
Yeah, I love clowns too, obviously. Yeah.
I think they're cute. Like my sister's terrified of clowns, and I think it's because when we were really little, she's a little bit older than me, but when we were really little, our dad let us watch It, like the original It, and she's been terrified of clowns ever since, and I've loved them. So, in fact, my friend and I wanted to start like new Animal Crossing stuff, and she was starting new stuff, and she was like, do you want to start a new island and make your own so we can visit each other's stuff? And I'm like, sure. So I'm doing a circus themed island. And I'm like, yes, clowns. I love clowns. On I think it was Halloween, I did clown makeup, but I did it like in Baldur's Gate 3. That when you can buy the makeup kit, I did that clown version.
Oh,
great.
Yeah, I've actually seen that. I came across somebody actually doing that, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's actually a clown game coming out next month. Actually, they do in 3 weeks, or I think it's 2.5 weeks. They do like an early access, but beginning of June, Killer Clowns from Outer Space is kind of like a
That old movie.
yeah, it's based off of the old movie, but it's kind of like Dead by Daylight, where you'll have 3 clowns and 7 civilians.
Oh, that'll be
And,
fun.
Yeah, I'm super. Yeah, definitely going to be checking that out. Yo, and thank you, Frankie, for stopping in. We're going to do a walk and then watch the Knicks game, but it was a pleasure meeting you today. Look forward to catching your live soon. Jokerdad, enjoy, sir. Leaving you a lurk. Yo, I appreciate that, Frankie. Thanks for stopping in, chatting with us this morning, and dropping a follow to Echoes here. Wonderful, wonderful streamer. So appreciate you coming through.
Walk. Have a good walk, Frank's wife. Since they were both in here.
Yeah, they're great too. I would definitely highly recommend dropping them a follow and return. They do variety streaming, but also Let's Be Frank does some GTA RP. He plays as
they both stream.
She does not stream individually, but she streams on his. So she's a big mod, and also does collabs on stream with him. So they have like a split screen and dual cam setup, and
That's adorable.
so yeah, great vibes all around. W team there. We love them to death.
Yeah. Oh, here you go. I have a clown mushroom. Hard to see because my camera is being weird, but there you go. Clown mushroom.
Oh, I know. I got a clown duck. That's what I got here.
I also have a. I was trying to look. It's somewhere back behind my monitors, but I have like this vintage, like 1920s, like cast iron piggy bank where like you flip the back thing and it pops it in its mouth and it's a little clown and it's super cute.
Yeah, the old clown stuff is creepy a little bit, but I think they are cute. But
it's actually pretty cute. It's more of like, not the really old clown stuff where it's like looks like something out of a horror movie. It's more like, I mean, it's not this, but it's like this style of makeup. The more, I guess, what you would consider more of a modern style clown makeup. It's super cute. I'll have to find it. I don't know where it went. I assume it's back there somewhere, but I've got 3 monitors, so trying to look behind them is not very easy.
I know. I just upgraded to my 3rd monitor recently, and now every time I look over here, the face overlay cuts off, and then it doesn't come back on until I look over to the middle or the right. So my camera's just, messes up.
It's confused.
Yeah.
It doesn't know how to handle it.
So do you have any favorite holidays, like times of the year that you enjoy?
Thanksgiving and Halloween. Halloween because, I love the spooky vibes. But Thanksgiving because my mom makes really good food. And obviously she's not going to put forth all the effort to make a whole turkey and then the turkey gravy and then the mashed potatoes and all that stuff any other time during the year. So like I look forward to this meal all year. It is the best. So Thanksgiving for sure is my top tier holiday because I like to be a fat ass.
I mean, the best thing is eating Thanksgiving and then eating the leftovers for like the 3 or 4 days afterwards.
You get sandwiches. I make what I call Thanksgiving slop, where you kind of just heat everything up in a pan and mix it in with the mashed potatoes and eat it. And it looks like prison food, but tastes godly. Yeah. Oh, Thanksgiving's so good.
Yeah,
I'm sad now that it's like 6 months away, 7 months. How far along? I don't even know what month it is.
Yeah, you're like
6 months.
Yeah, the physics teacher here, Chad. The physics teacher.
Okay, you're gonna laugh, but the physics teacher still has to do this to know left and right. I've contemplating getting tattoos on my hands so I can just glance down a little bit easier.
Yeah.
That's why whenever people are like, "Oh, you teach physics, you must be smart," and I'm like, No. I understand physics. That doesn't mean I'm smart. It just means I know a lot about one subject. That doesn't make me smart. It just means I know the one thing. Thank you.
Yeah, and you know how to teach it, so that's good too.
hmm
So what are you streaming off of? Like, what equipment and software do you use for streaming?
I use OBS. I've got my little Shure microphone right here. I've got a Razer camera with some cheap light ring that I got off Amazon. My computer is way over spec'd. If you want the specs of my computer, that's on my About Me on my Twitch page. I went a little crazy. This was before I was broke. I had saved up a long time for that. And then I've got 3 monitors. I've got big main one, little horizontal one, and then a vertical one over here. Like I said, I use OBS, and then I've got sound splitter and everything for being naughty with my music.
Oh, okay.
You know, so you can play the non-DMCA music and not get yelled at by Twitch.
Oh, so you have a device or something connected that lets you split the audio?
No, it's a virtual splitter. It's a voice meter banana.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I know, I believe it was Trash Panda who was mentioning something with a virtual split or a voice meter that way to do that. Yeah, because we just
you can Google it, and it's real easy to set up. It takes probably about 10 minutes. It's great, though, because then you can play, good music and not just the same lo-fi playlist that everybody plays.
Exactly, yeah. No, I agree. And it doesn't show up on VODs pretty much, right? Like, that's the big thing.
Yeah, you set it to where, like, basically you set it to where whatever music thing you use, Spotify, whatever app, whatever, plays on the one output, and then you just turn that output off in OBS for the video. So, like,
Gotcha.
It goes in the stream, the live stream, but it's off on the actual, like, VODs. It's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. I'll have to check that out. Search VB virtual audio cable. It's great.
Yeah. Or you can look up setting up sound splitter in OBS, something like that. It's really easy to figure out. It didn't take too long. There was a YouTube guy that I watched on 2 times speed because he talked too slow. I don't have the patience for that.
Yeah, let me actually let me just bookmark this real quick, and then yeah, we'll check it out sometime. It's just there's always something to do, right, on stream, and it's like picking.
There's always work to be done, man.
Yeah, it's a struggle for sure. Like we've put in a lot of work. I just got a stream deck for my birthday, so we were setting up that recently, and that's been a hassle to get making sure it's working.
My friend got me a Stream Deck Mini. That thing is great. You just push a button and it changes your scene. It's so much easier.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you're in game. Like one thing I noticed is like I can keep there. You can add a button that shows you your CPU usage. So if for some reason, like it's my CPU that's bogging down the stream, I can make sure to close my browsers or switch something up, or there's a button that if I just want to pull up a TikTok tab or Twitter and I don't want to go looking for it, I can just boom hit the button.
There's a clip button, a screenshot button. There's very useful things. I only have 6 buttons because mine's mini, so mine's mostly just switching scenes, screenshot, and clipping.
But I noticed that you can, even with the mini though, you can put folders and stuff within the folder. So even though it's mini, you can get as endless amount of pages.
Of these little guys.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, my friend gave me one for free because he upgraded to a big one. He's got a huge channel. It's for you League players, you might know. His name is Gamerdad. He's like this 61-year-old dude who plays League and streams and is on TikTok and stuff. And he's a pretty good friend of mine, so he was like, "Hey, I'm upgrading. Do you want the mini?" And I'm like, or no, he wasn't upgrading. It was Elgato gave it to him. Elgato gave it to him, and he's like, "I have no need for it. Do you want it?" I'm like, "Yes." Of course.
Oh, awesome.
I hate having to hit, Alt Tab to switch scenes on my OBS. That would be fabulous. To just be able to boop. Not to mention the button push on those things, so satisfying.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. I played with it before I plugged it in and it's a good button. They're very good buttons.
Yeah, no, I agree. The only problem I'm having with is I do sometimes hit the button and it doesn't register. So I'm not hitting it hard enough. I think I click it just enough to where it goes in, but it's not registering. Because I did it like twice and I was like, oh, it didn't click all the way. So I'm just not hitting it hard enough. I guess I got too soft of a touch.
Yeah, no, you gotta hit it so you feel the nice push button. Oh, it's so nice. It's so
the
nice.
click. Yeah.
Did you ever play with it before you plugged it in? It is so satisfying to push those buttons. I used to just push them before because I was too lazy to set it up at first, and it was just on my desk, and I would just push the buttons, and I'm like, ah.
No, I didn't. I was going to. I saw that there was a tutorial. Like I was going to change and create a new profile on it, and then you can set it up as like a controller. So you can actually like pick it up and use it as a controller for like certain like side scroller games or
Just use the PlayStation.
Yeah. So with your PlayStation controller, do you have Bluetooth built into your PC and it just connects through the Bluetooth, or do you plug it in?
It hooks up to the Bluetooth. So unless it's being grumpy for whatever reason, I tend to play wireless.
Nice.
And there is an app because some games are a little bitchy with PlayStation ones because Microsoft is like, use an Xbox one, but Xbox controllers are very uncomfortable for me.
I don't like Xbox controllers either. I'd rather have a
not
PlayStation.
Comfortable, so I always use my PlayStation. So if it's being grumpy at all, there's an app that you can get. It's DS4, I think is what it's called, and it makes it a lot more seamless to use PlayStation and other brand controllers on your PC.
Yeah, I might have to check that out because I use Rock Candy generic PS3 controller for whatever this is, PS3.
Yeah. But yeah, it makes Windows a little less grumpy about using non-Microsoft controllers. Yeah, it's DS4 Windows. That's what it's called. I had to move you out of the way so I could see. Oh no, I made you
DS4 you said?
Yeah, DS4 Windows. Yeah, it works great. And you can like remap stuff and stuff. And then obviously Steam has where you can set it up with PlayStation controller pretty seamlessly too. Where it'll like set your default in games as like the controls for a PlayStation controller, not Xbox.
Yeah, that's how I had to do it. I usually play my games through Steam, and that's how I set mine up to register. Because at first I have like some really good Nintendo Switch controllers, but those weren't registering. Those aren't like compatible, I guess. And I had to do some research, and I was like, well, why can't I play this Nintendo Switch controller? I'd rather play that. But yeah.
I wonder if that works with the Nintendo Switch controllers. I don't know.
Yeah, because my problem is with my computer is I don't have a Bluetooth built into it, so I have to like manually hardwire everything in the controllers. So I mean, unless it's USB, if it's a USB controller, I can do it. And I know that was the case. Is I had some USB controllers through Switch that were pretty decent.
You might be able to, depending on if you have a PC or a laptop, you should be able to pretty easily install Bluetooth.
Yeah, like a USB Bluetooth adapter.
Yeah, I made sure when I bought my motherboard that I for sure had Bluetooth because I'm like, I'm going to use it. I know I'm not going to use it much, but controllers, I was literally like, controllers are easier on Bluetooth, so I... Boop. Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I would love, like right now, I would probably love a Bluetooth headset. You know, it's like, it's not terrible, but the wire gets in the way. And same, I mean, I could probably get a USB.
The only headset that doesn't give me headaches is wired, so I'm kind of stuck wired, but this is the only headset I've ever used that doesn't give me headaches.
Nice. Which one's that one?
It's a Alienware 510, something like that.
So an
But
Alienware
like
headset.
literally,
Cool.
because every headset, every headphones, anything that like I have on my head for too long, I always would get migraines. So I literally Googled headset least likely to cause headaches. And this one kept coming up, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try it. And sure enough, you don't even like feel that it's on. It looks ridiculous when it's on, but you don't really feel it, which is what I need.
Yeah, no, it looks like it's not very constricting on. See, my problem is I have big ears, and to have the headset really tight on the ears, it makes them sore and hurt, especially if you do a long stream.
Yeah, these are super squishy, and like this is overly squishy. It's like mostly filled with air, it feels like. But yeah, the only headset that has not given me headaches is this one. So I'm like, it only comes in wired, so I'm stuck wired. But I am okay with that because at least I don't get headaches.
Yeah, it's a good swap out. Yeah, I agree. So we got your About Me section here. It says, I mostly stream for fun. I kind of just stream whatever the ADHD is fixated on at the time. We try to keep the vibes chill regardless of what game. We got your rules here. Basically, don't be a jerk. And also, if I need advice, I will certainly ask. No one likes an unsolicited backseat gamer. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
wrong.
yeah, I think it's a little up and down. You know, I agree. I personally, you know, I'll ask when I need some help. Others, you know, are fine with back seats. You know,
and it's always the intent and how they do it. Like if it's genuinely constructive, most of the time I won't care. But every once in a while, you get someone who's just like, "You're doing this wrong. You're doing this wrong." And I'm like, "Okay, well, if I'm doing it wrong, tell me how to do it right. Be constructive or shut up."
Yeah.
Like you're not helping someone by saying, "Oh wow, you suck." Okay, I know that. And
yeah, exactly. Maybe I like sucking at this game. Maybe that's my content, right?
maybe that's my niche.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's going for.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the best sucker there ever was.
Yeah. Well, when I mod for Gamerdad, so he's bronze in League, so everybody is like, you know, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong. I'm like, if you have something constructive to say, we will more than happily let you say it. But if you're just coming here to tell him that he sucks and that he's playing it wrong, the door is right there. Go through it. We don't need you here. Thank you. Goodbye. Like, it's all about delivery. And if you're delivering it in a nasty way that's not constructive, no one wants to hear you. Go be gone. Go somewhere else.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. We got your donations panel here. Anything is appreciated. I'm a broke teacher and mother of 4 horses. Another way to support is to shop at my Etsy store. SailorNoobs.etsy.com. I love that.
I mixed 2 of my loves, gaming and Sailor Moon.
Yeah, I like it. It's a good title. It's a good title. I appreciate subs and follows more than anything. It is all about building the community. We even do family game night once a week in the Discord. We've got your schedule here. No set schedule, but often stream is evenings and a variety in the afternoons with the occasional insomnia 2 a.m. streams, CST. We've got your Discord panel here as well. And then we've got your contact information for emails, your wish list, and games. It says whatever I feel like at the time. And then we've got your specs, as you were mentioning earlier, the RTX 4080, the i9. Yeah, you did go all out there. 64 gigs of RAM.
Crazy, man. The only thing I didn't max out is I didn't get a 4090, and I'm like, but let's be real. Nobody needs a 4090. Nobody.
Yeah, not for a while, right? Like
no game needs a 4090. And I'm like, if it was a few $100s more, I probably would have gotten it anyway just to say I had it. But it was $1,000 more. I'm like, for what? for extra stuff that I'm never gonna need on any game. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just for people who want to be the completionist, right? Like they just want the best of the best.
You have it. Let's be real.
Yeah. No, I agree. I've learned that's one thing. I don't know a ton about the new tech stuff, but I at least know that that is the case. Like you don't, I guess if you have it, you can say it for a while and it'll keep you squared for a while with the games. But
Yeah, I can't imagine my 4080 being maxed out anytime soon, so I'm chilling with my 4080. It was expensive enough.
Yeah, how much is a 4080? Because I'm going to be in the market soon for a new
I don't
PC.
even remember. It was the most expensive part of my PC, though. Probably $1,000.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, about $1,000. Yeah.
I don't remember though. I built this last summer, like at the beginning of the summer, and I have the memory of a potato, so I don't quite remember. But yeah, that bitch. That was the most expensive piece of the entire PC.
Yeah, I bet. Like the processor's probably still a couple $100 or
that wasn't
like
cheap
600.
either, and the motherboard was expensive, and I went a little bit crazy on how much RAM I plopped into there, but yeah, by far the graphics card was the coup de grace of the build. It was not a cheap purchase.
But
She's a bougie bitch.
No, it's a great setup. It definitely is. No, it's something to that a lot of gamers one day hope to achieve. So congratulations. Let's give a round of applause for the bougie setup.
Yes, thank you. I mostly use it to play League, which I can also play on my Microsoft Surface. So, I'm really using my expensive PC to, to its fullest capacity on my most played game, League of Legends, which basically can run on a potato. Yeah.
Yeah, well, who knows? Maybe there'll be a really graphic-intensive game that takes up a lot of RAM and space, and that you need.
I do love RPGs, and every RPG I get to max out the specs. So I get to be that person and be like, you're playing on medium high, or you're playing on high. I'm playing on epic. Yes.
Yeah, ultra. Oh, yeah, ultra.
Yeah. Enjoy. I'll be on epic graphics.
We've got your One Big TV is a rapidly growing content creator networking community working together to help each other create and grow successful streams. Community of over 1,000+ members and more joining every day from all over the world. You'll never feel alone. Our mission is to bring the community together, making long-lasting friendships, and help one another bring out our true streaming potential. Sound too good to be true? Feel free to join our Discord server for more information and introduce yourself. So awesome. Sounds like a great community.
That's my friend's thing. She added me to it. I've never actually read the full thing before. She was like, you can be a team member. I'm like, sweet. She goes, here, slap this on your thing. I'm like, you could betcha. I haven't actually read it. That sounds great. It's amazing. It's so well written.
Yeah, a lot better than I can write stuff.
So bad about that. 7 TV emotes. I just recently added that. Hey, there you go. That's my Sailor Moon game up there at the top. Isn't it beautiful?
Which Sailor Moon game? What did I miss?
Oh, up at the
yeah.
Screen.
Yeah, right here.
Top of the page.
Yeah, well, here.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I don't think I have any clips from it not on TikTok, because I always stream that simultaneously on TikTok, and most of my clips I clip for the sake of TikTok, so I just pull the clips off the TikTok video because it's already formatted for TikTok. But yeah, there you go. The stream from 3 days ago up there at the top is... There it is. It's beautiful. Look at it. 1995. It's glorious.
It's actually pretty nice, honestly, for the time being. It was.
Dude,
like it
for
looks.
the time, that is amazing. That is some crazy good graphics and stuff.
Yeah, they did a good job.
It looks great. Like, I mean, that looks like it could have come out recently with so many people doing the like 8-bit, 16-bit style graphics in games nowadays.
Also means Sea of
What? Sailor Moon? Get out.
And the characters in
Get out.
is clear and
Okay, it's okay. He didn't know. He doesn't mean to hurt you.
Yeah, he didn't mean it.
He didn't mean it. He doesn't know. He's just not cool enough for magic girls and the power of friendship.
how do you make her stop?
Power of friendship.
Underworld.
Oh yeah, that was the other day when I was sick, man.
Time stop.
I just started feeling like it
definitely
just
do
came
that
on
one.
out of nowhere. I was feeling fine. You were being serious. You don't know what Sailor Moon is, so it's an anime that originally came out in the 90s. Well, I think it was a manga. It was a manga first in the late 80s, early 90s. And then it was an anime that was originally dubbed in the US in the 90s. And then they've redone it a few times, but basically anytime, if you've ever heard like the joke about magic girls and the power of friendship, like that is the anime of the magic girls and the power of friendship.
They're supposed to be sleeping.
It's fabulous. You should totally watch it. If you're into magic girls. If you're into Japanese teenage girls that have magical powers and kick butt, that's your jam, man. Can't believe people have hit Sailor Moon.
Yeah, he's like, nope. Not that's Wolfpuck. He's an older gentleman who likely doesn't like magic girls, so
that's fair. That is fair. I grew up with it. I have a tattoo of it. Everything. I have a problem.
I have a problem. I have
not
a feeling.
Into anime. Yeah, if you're not into anime, then it's definitely not your thing. For sure. And that's okay. We all have our flaws.
Do you have like routines or rhythms, special preparations that you go through before you start your stream?
I do my makeup because as young as I look with it on, I look like I'm about 12 without it. So that's first step. And then I don't know, man. I get the OBS set up. I start stream. I do the normal, like post it in my Discord, pop it in a couple different things. And then play some music at first, get everything going. Usually go to the bathroom real quick before I actually start kind of just sit and chat with some of my friends that come in at the very beginning. And then I just kind of go until I'm tired of going. Or if I have something else to do. But normally I stream at night, so I don't tend to have something else to do. So I tend to just go until I'm like, okay, I'm going to pretend to sleep, basically, because I never sleep. So it's, whenever I just get tired of having the camera on me for the most part, or having the light in my face, that's usually when I'll cut it. But yeah, I'm very nonchalant about my routine and my, you saw my schedule. It's kind of just whenever I feel like going, which I've been trying to go, my plan originally was to stream basically every day this week, and then I felt sick and slept. So, it happens. But today I plan on going again later today, probably after. You can't play music. Why can't you play music? But I'll probably go, probably after the barn, I'll probably stream, or maybe kick it on after this. Just kind of depends on what I feel like doing. But yeah, I'm a very by the seat of your pants type of person, so it's very little planning. It's probably not the best method of doing things, but it works.
Yeah, whatever is for your rhythm, if that's your lifestyle and you're able to just get the energy whenever you feel like it or whenever you can, I think that's fine. If you're in the mood to stream, you're in the mood to game, hop on, stream and game. Sometimes schedules are good for a basis, but there's been times where I have a schedule and I'll show up and I'm just not vibing with it at the moment, and I'll still pull through with it, but it's not my better streams. It's not how I'm vibing at the moment. Sometimes I do pop up streams that aren't scheduled that I just kind of going with on the whim. But have you had what's been your most memorable moment so far on stream? Something that stands out from the rest of them?
Honestly, I've been having a lot of fun lately with my Sailor Moon stuff, mostly on the TikTok side of things, because I found this whole niche group of millennials and 90s babies that grew up with it, and we've just been having a blast reliving our, childhood together. So, being an old person is basically where we're at. But we're all doing it together and, having a lot of nostalgia and playing some of the old songs from the old show and just having a real good time talking about stuff that some of us haven't necessarily like thought of in a few years, and just like, you know, having fun, reliving our childhood, and just kind of, you know, bonding over the 90s, because 90s were a good time, man.
Yeah, they were a great time. I enjoyed the 90s. You know, definitely the music, the games, just everything. And I felt like people were more in touch with each other then as well. Like community within, like, you know, friends and neighborhoods, and you know, everybody's moms were speaking to each other. The kids were all playing together. You know, it's like nowadays nobody does anything.
iPad babies.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, and you know, it was the last generation where it was like you come home when the street lights are on, you drink out of the water hose and all that stuff. Like, it was the last generation of that stuff before everything became more, everybody's more sensitive now, and you know, I just feel like kids aren't allowed to live as much, the kids aren't allowed to learn from their mistakes. They're allowed to make mistakes, but they're not allowed to learn from their mistakes, because I've seen this a lot as a teacher, is how many times parents just fix everything for them. And I'm like, that's not going to help them.
No, not at
You
all.
may think you're helping them right now, but if you're coming to the rescue every time they're in trouble, they're not learning how to cope. And so, like, I have had high school kids that, like, get a bad grade on something and just completely melt down because they don't know how to handle when they screw up, because they've never had to. So they don't have those coping skills. So they, like, got crazy anxiety and stuff. And you're just like, it's okay. Everybody fucks up. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But because they've always, you know, their parents have always bailed them out, they've never learned to cope with screwing up. And it's so sad.
And that actually, you know, is I've seen people get off of, like, there was a kid, I saw a big story about it. It wasn't nothing locally, but it was a court proceeding where a kid had, I guess, had killed multiple others in a car accident. And they allowed the kid to get off with charges because his family was wealthy.
Affluenza kid?
I can't remember, but I just know that they get him off.
Rich, like, blonde white kid that
never had to deal with.
That was like down the road from where we live.
Oh wow, yeah, that was.
Oh man, there are a lot of people pissed, including me. I'm like, that's not how the real world is. You don't get off because you're privileged. Like, seriously, the hell is wrong with that judge?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, don't even get me started on that, because as a teacher, you see a lot of it, and you can definitely tell the parents that have let their kids. Like, I get being a parent, you want to protect your babies and stuff, but at the same time, growing up is learning how to deal with your own failures. And if you're not awarded the opportunity to struggle and to be kicked on your ass and to, you know, have life, you know, throw dirt in your face, you're never going to know how to deal with it. And every tiny little mistake, you're going to just fall apart because, you know, you can't deal with it. You just fall apart and you melt down and all this stuff. And it's like, dude, I hope your parents learn that, you know, they're not helping you. They may feel like they're helping you in the moment, but in the long run, they're screwing you up for life, like hardcore. Because that's not how the real world works.
I mean, they're setting you up for real failure, it seems, you know? Like, I mean, you're not, like you said.
The health of it. So many of them have so much anxiety if something goes even slightly wrong. And I'm like, that's not okay.
Yeah. I mean, because they're gonna be grown adults, and one little slip up is gonna cause them into something that makes them unstable and hurt themselves or hurt others. So
full mental health crisis because you burnt your dinner or whatever. That's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Yo, lock it down. Welcome in. But yeah, so we got a couple more questions here, and then we will unfortunately be departing. As I mentioned earlier, we'll either be going into a streamer of your choice, or if, like you mentioned, if you are going to hop on here in a moment, we can raid into you. You could get some games in for a bit, however you want to go at it, or whatever you're vibing with. But do you have any hobbies outside of streaming? Things that you like to do when you're not streaming?
Well, I've got the horses, obviously. I teach physics, but I was actually a photography major. So photography, love that. Obviously gaming, whether I'm streaming or not, is a big part of like what I do. And then I have a lot of, I have the stereotypical ADHD. I jump from hobby to hobby. For example, I have a half completed bat that I crocheted that I have not finished.
Half completed bat. I bet you that bat's feeling a little bad right now.
I mean, I haven't even attached his other ear, and I have the other ear done, and I just like it's right here, and I just
Maybe
I do
maybe
the
a
art,
crocheting stream.
yeah, maybe. I do the art stuff, so I like to draw digitally and pencil paper. Yeah, reading. I do like to read. And I've had so many other random ass hobbies that I can't even think of. I think I got into wood burning for a while. I made some perler beads. If I see it and I'm like, oh, that sounds fun. Let me spend a ton of money and fixate on it for like 3 weeks and then never do it again. There's a lot of those, but hobbies that repeat themselves would be the art, obviously the horses, and reading and video games. Love video games. Again, even if I'm not streaming, probably playing a game of some sort. It's a good escape.
No, I agree. I think all those things, even though if they're short hobbies or things that you said you fixate on, it's better than fixating on like the negative aspects of the world and your surroundings. I think that's the hardest part is a lot of people just don't have an outlet to fixate on, and I think that's something truly because they're always constantly looking for happiness in the world, and the world's not a very happy place at times. And if you can't find the happiness yourself, or you're surrounding in the negativity or the things that are going wrong around you, it's going to definitely overwhelm you. And I think taking a step back, a big breath, and finding something you do love enjoying and then fixating on it, even if it's an unhealthy fixation, I think it's still healthy to a point, right?
I always my mom always used to laugh. She's like, oh God, you're one of those gamers. You're going to be a hermit and live in my basement and blah, blah, blah. And she was joking, of course. And I was like, well, think of the addictive personalities that have run in my families. I could be addicted to drugs like my father. See, I just play video games and watch anime. I could be on crack.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Think of it that way, mother. I could be a crackhead, but instead I'm reading books and playing League of Legends, which some would argue might be worse.
Yeah. At least not too bad financially. Crack can get pretty costly, I'm sure.
Right? Like my PC was a one-time purchase. Like I'm super broke right now, but I can still maintain my hobby because I invested that money when I wasn't super broke. Whereas if I was on drugs right now where I'm struggling for money, I'd be doomed. I'd be selling myself on the street.
Yeah, exactly.
So, she should be thankful that I'm a nerd hermit that is antisocial for the most part and likes to hang out with my friends in Discord and play video games. I did say anime. I'm a weeb. Hide my shame.
Yeah, he wants you to list your current anime addictions. He's also a weeb.
My current anime addictions? Oh, here. I'll give you a hint on one of them. Give me a second. It's gonna be awkward camera angle. That would be the muscle rats from Demon Slayer. My favorite anime that I always go back to, when life is hard and you just need something to put on, that is like kind of like your comfort food of television. Mine is Inuyasha. Who are we selling on the street? Nobody. Shh. My second favorite anime, which would probably be my first if they made more than what they have, like if they actually finished it out, is Noragami. I like Jujutsu Kaisen. I did like Attack on Titan until I heard that Potato Girl was gonna die, and I stopped watching because I like to live in the fantasy land that she never died. Obviously Sailor
Spoiler
Moon.
alert, chat. Spoiler alert.
That's been out for a while. I feel like at this point, if that's a spoiler, then fake fan. Fake fan. You already know that. Everybody already knows that. And of course, you know, the classics of Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball, and Pokemon.
Well, you heard it here first, chat. Fake fans unite. No, I'm just kidding. Damn, that's how
Fake
you ruined
fans
it for me.
Of Attack on Titan don't know about Potato Girl. I didn't say her real name, and you might not know.
Yeah, I don't.
As far as mangas, I've almost completed the set of Sailor Moon, and then I've got Noragami.
Yo, he knows.
I would love the
in.
Inuyasha ones, but A, I'm broke, and B,
Happy
they're
Sunday.
old and hard to find and very expensive. So, I may never get that manga, unfortunately. But it would be cool to have it if I did.
Yeah, no, I think that would be cool. And I think a lot of the anime mangas are pretty pricey. Like, I was just like, holy moly. And even getting them secondhand from places or from people, they want arm and a leg for them.
And it's like some of them are not like some of the more modern ones aren't too crazy, but it's still you got to think it's buying a book every time, and books aren't exactly like cheap, you know. Even if it's just $7 to $10 per issue, some of them have 200 issues, so it's like, I mean, each individual one is affordable, but buying all of them is a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And at that point, you might as well just buy the DVD box sets. In my opinion, it's like you might as well just watch
most
it.
of them you can find online too. Like if you really want to read the manga, you can find it online. Noragami is the one that I really, really want to finish because the anime didn't finish. So in order to like finish the storyline, I have to read the manga to know how everything ends. So that one I probably will at some point invest in because I have to know. I have to know how it ends.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I can't do One Piece. First off, the main character is annoying as hell. And the art is ugly. And you can't get mad at me for saying the art is ugly because the artist himself literally said he intentionally made it ugly. So he knows it's ugly and he wanted it ugly. So you can't get mad at me for saying it's ugly. A lot of One Piece fans try to get mad at me for saying the art is ugly. And I'm like, bro, he straight up said he was going for ugly. So I can say that. Don't come at me, One Piece people.
Uh-oh.
It's ugly.
I've been collecting the Soul Eater Perfect or Soul Eater Perfect Edition up to 14 books at 20 a pop. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, see, it adds up. Like even like if it was just one, it's like, oh, $20, that's not bad. But it's like it's a whole collection of however many, it ends up being a lot. How do I unfollow?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't get into One Piece. I am convinced that most One Piece fans aren't actually One Piece fans. They just feel obligated because they like anime that they have to be One Piece fans. I'm sorry. I couldn't get into it. Luffy is way too annoying. I can't. And then again, the art is ugly, but like I said, the artist was going for ugly, so you cannot come at me for that. He wanted ugly, and he achieved it. Because he wanted it to stand out amongst all the beautiful mangas. So don't come at me for saying it's ugly. It was going for ugly. So ha! Ha!
So we've got one final question here, and it's always a fun one. If you were a superhero, what superpowers would you have?
Multiple or just one?
Yeah, multiple's fine. Like if you have a
priority would be telekinesis, because how fucking fabulous would that be? You just get to move shit. That's wonderful. As a teacher, man, if they're on their phones, just whoop, just take it away. And then let's see. I think either teleportation or flying would be cool. Now, I say either or. It could be both, because flying wouldn't necessarily be for travel, because you would get a ton of bugs in your face. But I think it would be cool, because I'm a photographer, to be able to get, like, bird's eye views without having to, like, use a drone. But then teleporting for actual travel. I think those would be pretty cool.
Yeah, you're the second person who's considered the bugs in your face and like, the wind and
Fly to a bird.
yeah, and you might fall. Like just because you can fly doesn't mean you can't
Doesn't mean
fall
you
or
can
run
land.
into something. Yeah.
It doesn't mean you can land.
Yeah. That's why I liked a lot of people didn't like the movie, but Hancock with Will Smith, where he was having
Yes.
issues learning to land and fly and stuff. I thought it was good.
I liked that movie, man. God, that's been a long time since I've thought about that movie.
Yeah, it was a long time. I couldn't believe it. I don't know. Is that even based off of a comic book? Like, was there a comic? I'm assuming it was. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not a big comic book person. You would think I would be, but no.
Yeah, you would think. You said anime, and being in that type of genre, comic books are right there. That's pretty much like.
I guess I just like Japanese comic books more.
Yeah. No, that's understandable. I think my daughter's the same way. She's not big into comic books, but she loves anime, so it's
I'll
just
watch
the more.
Marvel movies and stuff like that, but like, I mean, I've known people that are so into comic books and the movies and all that stuff, and I'm just like, I don't mind them, but like, I'm not gonna go and read them. I'm not gonna take my time watching the bam, pow, zoom. I don't know. I find them, no, it's not my thing. However, I do like Batman.
Being a
Batman
Joker,
is my
I don't
favorite
like
superhero.
Batman. No, I'm just kidding. No. How dare
Well,
you
that's
come on
part
the
of why I
Joker
like
show?
him is
No.
his villains are more like realistic and believable.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I agree.
Like that's why I like Batman is it feels like of all of them it's something that could actually happen as opposed to like Superman. He's an alien that can fly. He's this unstoppable force with all these magical powers. La 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 la. And I'm like, nah, you're too perfect. I like the anti-hero type of hero.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Joker, she liked Batman. Hey, I'm just being on. I didn't necessarily say I like Batman. I said I like the Batman world.
Yeah.
Which
No, I
includes
agree.
Joker. Who's your favorite Joker?
I know everybody asks me this too. So you're not original. No, you're too perfect.
right, I'm
no,
not.
Yeah.
There's only one right answer though. Maybe two.
I mean, I like Mark Hamill, the animated voice of Joker. Like he's really cool. But of course, I like Joaquin and Heath Ledger. I would say those are the
Ledger's
two.
mine.
Yeah,
Heath Ledger is my favorite. That man put so much into that role because that was completely not who he was in real life, but he made it so believable.
Yeah, no, I agree. I liked his God, what was it? Knight's Tale. That was like one of my favorite movies with Heath Ledger. It's like Knight's Tale.
Mm-hmm. I love that. My favorite movie for the longest time was 10 Things I Hate About You, which was like his first big movie.
Yeah,
But
I
it's like
remember
you
that
see
movie.
those movies and then you see him as the Joker and you're like, how the hell is that the same person?
Yeah. I mean, he made it his role. That was what
he
defined
poured
him.
himself into that. I mean, he literally like killed himself for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, probably amongst a lot of other things that were going. That industry is really crazy. Like it really is, and I don't think people realize how nutso that industry is. Jack Nicholson is the only Joker. Jack Nicholson did great. Like, don't get me wrong. He, for the time. That was
my number two. That was my number two. That was the other answer that I said could be right. Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger. Mostly because Jack Nicholson is who I grew up with being the Joker.
Yeah, exactly. That's who I grew up with too.
Than anything. That and he's got the face for it.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Got that kind of creepy face.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson's he did really good. So I mean, I think they, that's the good part is like people have always argued on like Batman, like who's going to be the actor for Batman, right? And then people have always argued, but I think like out of all the Joker, everybody's done pretty well, for that type of Joker, except for
I know.
Jared Leto, right? No one really liked Jared Leto.
One. The one.
The one, yeah. Jared Leto. I mean, and I like Jared Leto as an actor, and I love his music and 30 Seconds to Mars. Like, I love the band, but he's just really.
That whole movie was just bad. It could have been
Yeah.
so good, and the soundtrack was so hype, and everything was so hype, and then you watch it, and you're just like, well, that sucked.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think it was any of the actors. I think it was poorly written and badly pulled off.
Yeah, poorly written and badly directed, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
'Cause
even
that
the
could have been really
wardrobe,
cool.
like even the wardrobe and everything, like just his character itself was just a poorly designed Joker. Like,
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It didn't fit.
yeah. But yeah, no, I appreciate you coming on the show today, spending a couple hours of your time with us, getting to know the community getting to know you. I got to know you a little bit more as well. Some of the things you do like, some of the things you don't like. Was that what was that? It was either a bug or a ghost orb that just flew past your face.
Oh, there's a fly.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Texas in the summer. You always get at least one fly in your house.
He was fast as fuck. That's all I know.
Yeah,
he was.
He's right. He's freaking zooming. If Timo wasn't asleep, he'd be snapping at it.
Nice. Yeah, those Texas flies are huge. You get those big flies too.
Oh yeah. I mean, this one's a normal size housefly, but you get those horse flies that are like this big, and you're just like, holy crap!
And don't those
That's a
things
whole ass
bite?
beetle, but it's a fly.
Yeah. No, for sure. But no, I appreciate you coming on. I had a blast. You know, always loved the Sundays episodes because it kind of pre-ramps for the week coming up. Hopefully, you know, you get some positive news, some responses from your applications put out there, or you know, you have a good vibe on your stream today or tonight. Are we coming over into you today, or are we just going to raid out into some?
I can pop the stream up. I just gotta kill the video in Discord so that I can pop the camera up on the other thing. But yeah, I can pop a stream on.
Nice, sounds good. So
I think a friend wants to play A-Rank, so let me open up the OBSs.
Yeah, no problem. So what I'll do here is I'll disconnect off of the VC here. We'll go into just chatting for a minute, and then I'll get the raid ready to come over.
Yeah. So come hang out on not the Rift, but the Howling Abyss with me and Fishy.
Nice, awesome. No, I had a blast. Thank you again. And
this was a really good time. I enjoyed myself. Thanks for having me. We had fun, but still had some serious stuff, and that was nice. It was a good balance.
yeah, I think that's what's most important. You know, we have some real talks on here, and then we have some wilding out and some fun, some laughter, and I think a good mixture is great for everybody and good for ourselves. You know, it's therapeutic, right?
It's nice to sometimes just be able to unleash everything. And I almost cried because my mommy.
Yeah, and tell your mom that we thank her for all that she's done as being a great mom. Just say, my friend said thank you, Mom, for being a W mom.
Mom,
because
you're the best. Oh man, when she tries to say she wasn't a good mom, I want to slap her. I'm like, shut up.
yeah.
No, mother. No.
Yeah.
Oh, I disappeared so I could start my stream. Hello, I'm still here, I promise.
Yeah. One Piece is life, as Lockett said before.
No.
Jokers are wild. Yo, Tally Bob, I appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much for being here, showing some love to Echoes. So we'll be getting over to her. So stick around, guys. You can catch her in her raw state of form here and her stream here momentarily. So we'll be getting over there in just a second. So I'll see you here in a moment, Echoes, and we'll be back.
Yeah.
All right.
Have a
See
good
you
one,
soon.
guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Here, guys, chat. We're going to go over here real quick. We're going to get ready for the raid. I want to thank you guys again. Your guys truly. Here, let's get over to this one. Actually, we'll go up close so you guys can see me. It's Joker. No. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys for being here today. Big W's for everybody in chat for pulling through. We're going to be coming over to Echoes here. So just stick around. She is in chat still here with us. Thoughts on V Rising? I've been wanting to pick it up, but you know, we're going to see. Yo, Royal Toughness. We got the walk-ons back on. Will you be playing it? I wanted to play it, but I'm not sure quite yet. You know, I kind of do want to play it, but there's another game coming out in like a week and a half on early access, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And I've been trying to reach out to the game developers or anybody on that platform or on that game. And I'm trying to see if that might be the game that I push into. But if I don't push into that game or it's not something I go with, V Rising is definitely one of them. But my computer's also, my CPU is having some issues. So I don't know if the game would even, if I could even play it and it support good. So we're just going to have to see what's in store. Yo, K9, thanks for being here. Lurked while eating. Much love. Yo, I appreciate that, K9. We're going to go over to Echoes now. So if you guys can stick around, I'd love for you to hang out with her, get to know her more. Wonderful, wonderful streamer, most certainly. So let's get that going here momentarily. But no, you guys are awesome. And I appreciate Echoes again for coming over, hanging out with us today on this Sunday episode 135 of the Jokerdad Spotlight. I can't believe we've had this many guests on already. I'm bringing a raid. Yo, Trash, let's go, my man. I appreciate that. Why am I? Oh, she just went live. Okay, hold on. Let me fix this real quick. We gotta go back here
I just baked a
and fix this real quick. There we go. Pause it for a moment. Yo, Trash, I didn't know you were streaming, my man. Thank you for bringing your raid over. We're gonna sit here and wait for that raid to go through. But I appreciate you, man. Hopefully your game went well. Let's get my shoes off. But yeah, guys, we'll be back tomorrow. It is Monday. I actually don't work tomorrow. It is my Monday off, so I may even do a longer stream tomorrow, just so I can vibe and hang out with you guys a little bit more. It might not be too long, but definitely worth it to stick around. But yeah, let's wait for the but yeah. So you guys got any plans for today? Anybody doing anything? We're actually going to go out and celebrate my birthday with my two kids. They didn't get a chance to come over and celebrate my birthday with me, so we're going to go out fishing. Hopefully we can catch some fish and have a fun time. But we're going to hang out with Echoes for a little bit before we go over. Yo, Trash Panda, thank you for the raid. Let's go. See, the raid alert works. I don't know why the sub alert didn't work earlier. And I don't know if the bid alerts are working either. But yo, Trash, thank you, my man. How was the games? How was the gray zone? Let's give Trash Panda a shout out, guys. If you don't follow Trash Panda, please do so. Trash Panda is a W in the community. We'll be doing a talk show coming up for tech reviews of tech equipment and software. So highly be on the lookout for that once we get everything panned away and panda away. Sorry, as a play on words, but yeah, it was good. Cut it short. I'll be back. Nice. So he'll be streaming a little bit more later as well. So if you're liking the new Gray Zone or you like games like Tarkov, more strategy based, real life simulator shooters, highly recommend checking it out. Meet the crew from Nerd Herd. Yo, awesome. That sounds fun, man. I can't wait to check that. And yeah, hopefully they have something in store for you. But yeah, guys, we're gonna go over to Echoes now. Bro is pandemonium. Jesus, we'll play on words. Let's go. All right, guys, let's go over to Echoes. We're gonna have some fun today. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna start the raid. Thank you very much for being here, guys. Like I said, we're gonna come over. She is playing looks like some League of Legends, starting off with some friends. So yeah, ARAM with Fish. So let's go over and show some love. But I appreciate everybody. Once you get over, let's drop some Jokerdad emotes if you can. We've got raid 1, which actually I think I'm gonna fix the bot commands too. But yeah, just any emotes you have will be great. But yeah, happy Sunday, guys, and I will see you again tomorrow. Let's go, chat.